I hate the Leafs. I don't hate the Leafs, but I do hate the Leafs. They're my favorite team, but they suck. Oh my Lanta. Hello, welcome. My name is Riley Reduke, and I have a ton to say about Leafs Nation right now. I have a ton to say to Leafs fans, including myself, because I can't stand what's going on right now with the fan base. Even myself, I'm freaking out right now. 1-6 in their last 7 home games. 1-4 in their last 5. William Nylander, 4 points in 20 games? You're getting paid almost $11 million, and that's what you bring to the table. Austin Matthews, 1 goal in the last 13 games? What happened to 19 in the first 20 at the start of the season? Oh, don't even get me started on Jake Gardiner right now. Just everything wrapped together in one. It has been so incredibly frustrating to watch Leafs hockey in the past month. It has been brutal. And you know what's been even worse? Leafs Twitter, you, including myself, we are all to blame. This is an absolute gong show what's happening right now. I've never wanted to say it. I didn't want to say it. I never believed it. But the Toronto Maple Leafs might be the worst fan base in all of sports, in all sports history. It's ridiculous. Everything aside right now, the Leafs play or not, Leafs Twitter, Leafs Nation has been brutal. Absolutely disgusting. And what's even worse than just complaining on Twitter is some people are at the games booing Jake Gardiner. Booing Jake Gardiner. Yeah, he hasn't played great, but come on, booing someone who plays for your team. Do you not want your team to win? Do you not want the Leafs to win? I'm pissed off at the Leafs. They're driving me crazy, but guess what? I want them to win. This is why I'm so dedicated to it. How do you ever expect Jake Gardiner to come back when he doesn't even feel like he's wanted there? His fans are booing him. You're pathetic. Don't go to sports events ever if you're booing that. That's, you know what, I'm gonna cut that there. That's ridiculous. You need to be better. You suck. Okay, I briefly touched on it earlier. William Nylander, 4 points in just 20 games. We knew that William Nylander wasn't gonna have a great start when he came into the season. I guess it wouldn't be start of the season because he didn't play till December, but I don't think anybody would have guessed it would have been like this. He's a back-to-back 61-point scorer, so we know he can put the puck in the net. We've seen what he can do with Matthews. It's weird that it's just not clicking right now for him. We know that it's not going to stay like this. If you think this is Willie, you're ridiculous. It's not. In Nylander's past 3 seasons playing with the Leafs, his shooting percentage has been about like 11%, give or take a couple points. But he's shooting at under 3% this year. He's shooting at like 2 point something. Do you really think William Nylander is going to continue shooting that low? There's no way. I would love to rip on Willie and I would love to dump on him, but you know what? We got him either way. He's signed for the next 7 years. Deal with it. We're going to have to deal with it. He's getting paid this amount this year. He's going to get paid a little less next year and the following years due to the whole signing it a little late thing. But we know he's going to be better. Have confidence in your player. Have confidence in Jake Gardiner. Have confidence in Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews, 1 goal in his last 13 games. That's not good enough. No one really talks about him right now because there's so many of these other things to talk about within the Leafs Nation. There's Nylander, only 4 points in 20 games. There's Jake Gardiner, just not playing good at all. There's Ron Hainsey being the #1 guy in ice time on a lot of occasions, which is ridiculous. The guy's 39 years old. There's no way you should ever have anyone that's that old being your top minute guy on a team. Go-to guy? I don't think so. So that being said, maybe all the issues stem from Babcock. I know there's been a lot of criticism about Mike Babcock lately and the way he's used his players and functioned the lines. One criticism I have personally is putting William Nylander on the 4th line. You're mad at his point production? Chuck him on the 4th line. That'll help it out. No, it won't. No, it won't. I realize he just got an assist last game playing on the 4th line, but that's not going to help him. Keep him with Matthews. Get that chemistry back. Get them flowing. It's only a matter of time. Anyways, the whole Babcock thing, I think there's definitely something to complain about with Babcock. We know he loves to ride his veterans, the Hainsey, and he throws Zaitsev about at weird times, but ultimately he's done good for us. We know the pedigree of coach that he is because of what he's done in the past and what he did for Toronto. He brought them from 30th place team to 16th, which made them the playoffs the year after finishing dead last, and then into whatever they finished last year, I think 6th in the NHL. Now, a lot of that does have to do with the players that are actually on the team. Getting Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, and all these elite superstars, John Tavares, like they got, obviously helped. We can't forget about all the good that Babcock has done for this team, including kind of turning Nazem Kadri into the player we thought he could be. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said it like that. You know what's made me so frustrated with Nazem Kadri this year is I loved him so much as a player because he was always in your face, a hard-nosed, gritty type player, always pissing the other team off, you know, drawing so many penalties. That was one thing that's very underrated. An underrated thing in the NHL is your ability to draw penalties. Kadri used to get everyone to hook him and slash him and everything in between. He was drawing all kinds of penalties. It was ridiculous. But this year, there's not the same level of grit. There's not the same Naz. Not only is he not scoring like he was, but he just doesn't seem like the same player he was. So Naz, I'd love to see you turn around, dude, because it has just not been a solid year. Maybe turn it around, pick it up. I have faith in you though, my dude. Anderson got injured, Sparks was injured. We're using Michael Hutchinson, who wasn't even good enough to be kept on the Florida Panthers here. Let's remember that. So we grinded through a couple games with that. It sucks that we've been losing with Freddie and Net, and it sucks that these things have been happening, but I gotta hope it's just a slump for everyone. I talked about Matthews and his slump will turn around. We know Nylander will pick it up. With any luck, Nazem Kadri turns it around really soon. But you know what? I hear so many people saying go out and trade for this big right-handed defenseman and make this big splash and go for the cup this year. You know, if it's going to cost you a first-round pick and a top prospect, don't do it. The cupboard is pretty empty right now for the Maple Leafs. Your top guys being Jeremy Bracco, Timothy Liljegren, Rasmus Sandin. I'm not comfortable giving up any of those guys right now, especially with the whole contract thing we're going to have with the Matthews and Marner up at the end of this summer. You're going to need some cheap ELCs on your lineup there ready to go. So I think those guys that I mentioned earlier will be perfect fits. So I'm not interested in moving any of that. I think they just got to figure it out internally and switch something around with that defense. Babcock, rest your guys. Don't get Hainsey playing 20 minutes a night. And guys, come on, please, for the love of God, lay off Jake Gardiner. Yes, he's made some boneheaded moves. Yes, he's probably cost us a game or two. Game 7 last year, not very good by Gardiner. However, you're foolish if you think we can just replace his 50 points. He's a 50-point defenseman. He is a 50-point defenseman. Remember that. No matter what he does in his own end, he's a 50-point defenseman. We can't replace that. You think Travis Dermott is a 50-point defenseman? Maybe in a few years. Right now, no. I'm high on Travis Dermott too. I think he's going to be an awesome defenseman, but you're foolish if you think that he is a 50-point defenseman right now. We need Jake on this team. We need him playing good. It shows in games where he's bad that the team's really hurt, but when he's playing good, this team, when everyone just clicks a certain way, it's incredible to see what this team can do, how fast-paced and lightning they are. And you know what? They're too good to be playing how bad they were, but that's why we stay committed to this team. We're true Leafs fans. It's a good-looking team right now. We know they're going to turn it around. We can't be as harsh on them as we have been. Myself included, I know. I love the Toronto Maple Leafs. I tried to fake at the start that I might hate them, because I do, with a fiery passion. But you can only hate something that much if you love it that much. I stick with this team because I have so much confidence and so much faith in them right now. We look at the roster. They have an elite roster, don't deny it. One of the top offenses in the NHL. They're destined for big things. They got an unreal set of young kids in the lineup doing ridiculous things right now. It's been incredible to watch, especially after so many years of misery. Wow. It felt good to vent. I don't know if any of that made sense or if any of it was worth saying, but you know what? I said it. So there it is. I guess that's it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really liked what kind of happened here. This is my first time ever trying something like this. Hoping to do more, so stay tuned for that. Let me know if you have any suggestions or comments or tips or things I can change around, something that you prefer more than what's going on right here. So yeah, I guess that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you on the next one. Oh, one last thing. If you're ever feeling bad about being a Leafs fan, Ryan Spooner got waived. Jordan Eberle for nothing.